Space. The final frontier. No, that's something else. This is not space. This is the last Federation. Our last best hope for peace. I should just keep on referencing sci-fi show intros. Last Federation is it's like a strategy, political, turn-based bullet hell game. It's quite unique, I would say. It was sent to me by the developers like a shamefully long time ago, I think like back in November. And I took a week to actually play it because I was like, this seems complicated. I'm worried I'm not going to be able to make good videos on this because I'm probably not going to understand what's going on. Because these games can tend to be very, like, heady, like, a lot of different rules. The tutorial, however, in this game is marvelous, and not only did I understand it, but I played it obsessively. I'm pretty sure I've played this game for over 30 hours. I've beaten it twice, and I have beaten 2 of the DLCs. Now, the game was originally sent to me, I think, to promote their DLC, so... you know, part of me wants to put in my channel, like, you know, feel free to send me games, but, don't expect them to be done in a speedy manner. I'll see how this goes. If the series is popular enough, I'll probably do the DLC. But I'd have to say, of all the games that I've been sent by developers, I think this is my favorite one. Like, I can't tell you how obsessively I played it. Ooh, now this is disturbing. It says I've only played for 16 hours. That's disturbing because that means I reloaded so much that I essentially have, like, a lot of unsaved time. And yeah, you have to... things can go horribly wrong in this game. If I need to, I will be reloading things. Let me just put that up front right now. I also have 2 different profiles. That actually might be more so. But no, we're gonna go with Cross. This will be my Let's Play profile. Cool. My counters have all been reset. And we're going to go to Quick Start. Now, there's 2 different modes here. There's Quick Start and there's Advanced Start. Advanced Start lets you change certain parameters of the game. But since it's the first time I'm playing, I'm just going to leave everything normal. I'm going to go on normal. I think that's fine. Now, here's the different game modes. Standard was the original game. The rest of them are DLC. It's going to explain it in a little bit, but my goal is to create a federation of planets between races. The other modes, though, are Betrayal, where you're trying to kill all of the races. Invasion, where there's an extremely powerful outside force trying to take on the Federation that's already been formed, and then Tech Race, where you're trying to learn all of the technologies before anybody else. However, you also need to cooperate with people to learn things faster, without one race getting more powerful than any other race, because they will beat you if that happens. But yes, we're going to go with Standard Federation Formation. Your objective is to form a solar federation that unites all surviving races. This is the main mode of gameplay from the base game. Alright. I am the last of the murdered race of Hydrals. We took to the stars and shot down the manned launches of everyone else. My countrymen were the dictators of the solar system. So we kind of had it coming. Yes, this is me above. And you are me. This is our story. I am an awesome, ridiculous, 4-headed dragon creature from the ocean, which I think is pretty cool. I was the sole survivor of a surprise attack by 2 other races thanks to a renegade mission I undertook, betraying the other Hydrals to bring spacefaring technology to our potential rivals. Turns out when you strap rockets to the moon, you can catch even dictators off guard. My ultimate goal? To create a peaceful, united federation of planets. Only then can we be safe from the kinds of atrocities my race committed. And the kind that were committed against us. Naturally, upon my crash landing on this planet, I was placed in captivity. Having no concept of my strength, they did not realize I was merely waiting. I waited for years. Alright, stardate, 1st of Proto, the year 3000. My dream of a united federation is still alive as ever. And now, the Arcadians have finally gotten themselves into orbit. After spending so much time with me as a peaceful captive, they were ill-prepared for my escape. I have commandeered the first prototype executor. And now, the Arcadians are in hot pursuit. I'm probably going to read all of these names wrong. The Arcadians are still in the process of ramping up their space industry, so that gives me a short window of opportunity. But soon, their mechanical CEOs will be looking to make planetary acquisitions. These dangerous, amoral robots destroyed the last remnants of my race, after the Evox almost wiped us out. Having them as an enemy was a given, I think. Here they come. I outclassed this force so severely that it will be almost impossible to lose. So now is a good time to put my ship through its paces. But I still have to be careful. If they manage to take out my ship, I will be just as dead now as later. Alright, welcome to combat! This is going to be the first combat in the game. So, now it's time to attack. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to explain all of these things. Oh, jeez. I need to not do that. So, basically, every, 3 or so seconds, this is how combat works, you select a movement. Now, if you see this little line here, that's where I can move. And there are different things that govern how effectively I can move. I am going to move this way, and I'm on auto-fire currently. This means I'm going to start firing at ships automatically. Now, there are big ships, and there are a bunch of little tiny ships. All of these are being fired upon. And you can see how much damage they took that round. If you hover over them, you can see how much health they have left. There's also shields. If they have a little glow around them, that means they have the shield. You're not actually damaging them, you're damaging their shield. So he's taking a little bit of shield damage. Now, this first battle is important because I can either destroy my captors, pretty easily, or I can try and dock with this space station. If I dock with this space station, it will be shown as an act of goodwill, and because of that, I'm going to hold my fire. Let's see, click this, hold fire. That means I won't be firing anymore. Yes, many battles have a single objective, but that objective may involve multiple parts. So this is saying I can do one or the other. If you want to read this, pause it. But I'm going to dock with the Space Lab and give technology to the people who have captured me from years and are responsible for wiping out my race. Because I am a stand-up guy. Now, they are continually shooting at me as this happens, but as long as I don't get hit with, a missile, I can keep on docking. Missiles will interrupt the docking process, however. Also, if I accidentally float too far away from the dock, it'll interrupt the docking process. But I have docked without destroying, too many of their ships. Did I? I destroyed 0 enemy ships. Good. So, there is an effect of this. Influence with the Arcadians, and I hope I'm saying that right, but that's how I've chosen to say it, was at disproved. It was minus 100. It is now at minus 40, which is just disliked. Though I gotta say, disapproved, I feel, sounds more severe than disliked, but hey. So that battle has been resolved. And this is why the tutorial in this game is good. They completely lock off certain key features of the game and introduce them gradually if it's your first time. So what they're suggesting that I do right now is to start accruing credits. Now, credits are the currency of the game. They're also kind of... It's different than money, almost. It's kind of like your sway with other races. So I'm not exactly sure how credit, what it is exactly, if it's not actually money. But, it's credit. It's money. It is effectively money. So let me just show you the greater map here. First of all, what's really cool is there's kind of this, galactic Twitter. And different races will make different proclamations on this galactic Twitter. The remains of the Hyrule Menace thinks it's still running the show. And that is from the Arcadians, who I just escaped from. And I guess they're not all that happy. Now, I think it's very important in this game to save frequently. Oh god, there's all my previous saves. I thought since I was on a new profile, they wouldn't be there. So I think I should probably show around the features that are available. Also, really cool thing, all of the different races have their own theme song. So you've heard the Arcadians playing. Let's go to, say, the Borain. That'll play their theme song. It's kind of like a nice Peruvian pan flute thing going on. But let's go back to here. These are the only guys I need to worry about right now, because at the beginning of your campaign, the only spacefaring race are the Arcadians. And they are a bunch of crazy robots. Let me click on this thing. Every time you click on a planet for the first time, it'll show the race and it'll explain them. It's actually just saying feeling friendly, though. It's going to explain, friendly actions. But I guess it doesn't explain the Arcadians. The Arcadians are essentially a group of robot capitalists, like extreme robot capitalists. They just care about money, they care about industry, they don't have a government, their entire government is corporations. The leading corporations are the people that rule the government. And I guess that happened, yeah. That happened because I clicked on the friendly thing. If I click on the hostile thing, it'll mention, like, hostile actions. Again, I'm trying to foster peace, but sometimes a race is out of line and it's trying to destroy other races, so that's why you might have to be hostile against certain people. And to help you, you can hire criminals. Now, they're mentioning there are 2 different races that do not have criminals. The Andors are basically these really moral, ordered robots, so they literally have no crime there, so you can't do that there. And the Thoraxians are a hive mind bug race, so all of their citizens are controlled by a queen, so they can't have criminals because they all have the same mind. All the other races, you can hire criminals to be able to do some pretty nasty things to them. There's also planet details. More information will be added to this later. But I don't end up checking the planetary details too much. Here we go. This is where it's going to tell me about the different races. It was the Arcadians who delivered the final blow to your race, and that ruthlessness carries over to how they handle politics, which to them is really just another layer in their capitalistic businesses. Arcadian CEOs are extremely well-guarded and cannot be assassinated, but you can make them fall from power by sabotaging their industry. So this is the negotiation screen that is in every single race. However, every race has a slightly different screen. They are governed by different rules. What are the rules of this race? Well, they are, as I mentioned, are ruled by 3 powerful industries. Currently, the top industries are transportation, communication, and arts. Depending on what industries are in play and which ones are most powerful, governs what you can do to them. However, I can't influence them at all right now because they don't like me. If you want to negotiate with a race, you at least need to be in positive with your influence. So let's check influences. This is the race relation tab. Now, this is me. I am the only one of my kind. We can see that, just going with this, that no one really likes me. And you can see why. Everyone has hatred from the first race. You are nothing but the last war criminal of an oppressive race we already destroyed. Instead of exterminating you on sight, we took you as a prisoner. Why? I'll never know. Your inevitable betrayal came at the first logical opportunity, prolonging our banishment from the stars even further and costing us a fortune in the process. We won't be fooled again. Now, I believe they have more initial hatred than any other race. However, since I docked with the platform, perhaps you aren't as vile as we thought, Hydral. We appreciate your gifted technology. Because of that, they don't hate me nearly as much as they could. I think it's a good move to give them the technology in that first part, even if you're planning to destroy them later, because it'll just make them hate you less in the meantime. So then we have these guys. They were oppressed. Again, my race was a bunch of evil dictators. So everyone has different reasons to hate me, but this is only minus 13. Whatever race you start out with, and if you don't go to Quick Start, you can start out with any race, not just the Arcadians. They will hate you the most, and it'll be the hardest to get them back on your side. Hydral filth. Ooh, these guys, the Burlux, are kind of like Klingons, essentially. They're a crazy warrior race. These guys are a bunch of paranoid scientists. These guys are a bunch of bird people. And they're actually kind of weak and really friendly. So they're good to negotiate with first, actually. Yes, your race oppressed us for generations. And then the Thoraxians. Your power extinguished with the rest of your race. Now that we no longer live under its unbearable reign, you'll be the first to be repaid. Yeah, they don't like me. In addition to seeing what people's opinions are of me, and note no one has a really strong hatred for me except for the Arcadians, you can see what people's opinions are of each other. So these guys are kind of hostile towards everybody. Original inherent dislike. It says these are a race of weaklings. So I have to be careful with the Burlus because they're crazy. As I mentioned, though, there's only one spacefaring race. This timer over here is how long it's going to take for another race to be spacefaring. Now, the next spacefaring race are these guys. And they're a race of, like, friendly little owls. Now, if I wanted to, I could give them the ability to be spacefaring now. This is a very good thing to do because it gives you a massive influence bonus right out of the gate with that race. And a whole bunch of credits. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to wait a little bit. Instead, I'm going to try to get friendly with the Arcadians by doing some stuff with them. Now, the only thing I can do currently is help them construct an armada. Now, armadas are other races' ships. And as I do this, time is going to move forward. So you'll notice the second thing is counting down. That's because I've moved an entire solar month forward. In addition, I'm building up influence and credits. I'm actually being paid for helping them with the armada. And armada construction is one of the best ways to get influence early on. Now note, they almost have spacefaring technology. 4, 3, 2, what? Stop. Ending. Okay, so I've gained a little bit of influence, less than 1%, but a little bit of influence, and a little bit of credits. But now, I'm going to go here, and before they get spacefaring technology themselves, I'm going to give it to them, and I will get credit for it. Now, other races really don't like it when you give spacefaring technology to other races, because then they have more competition in space, and there's more potential enemies that could come and destroy their planet. So the other enemies will have set up spy droids. I need to avoid those spy droids, and if I do that, the only people that will know that I gave them spacefaring technology are the people that I gave it to. This will automatically give me an entire 50 influence with this race, so I definitely want to do this. And they're mentioning that, you know, the more races there are, the more spy drones that there are. So if I get hit by any spy drone shot, they will have discovered me, but I just need to touch this circle. And there's so few spy droids, this isn't an issue. As they said in that little menu, this could either be incredibly easy or impossibly hard. And right now it's incredibly easy. Whee! Pod successfully jettisoned with the technical documents.
The Peltians are now spacefaring. They are soft and weak. However, they have a penchant for blowing things up from orbit. They may be easy allies to win over.
So the Pelthians, and thank you, Robot, for pronouncing the race's name. The Pelthians are now spacefaring. And if we go to the race relations, you'll notice that they have a blue line towards me. They now like me, because they actually didn't have a lot of initial hate for me in the beginning. And giving spacefaring technology to a race is one of the most amazing things you can do for them. They will be grateful that you do that. So I'm actually liked now. I'm not just like neutral or anything. They like me. And let's go to the Pelthian Collective. With their innocent outlook and pleasant demeanor, these burrow owl-like creatures are some of the easiest to get along with in the solar system. If they don't already have a grudge against you, that is. Getting them into the Federation early is one of the easiest ways to get the Federation started, but it can make the more warlike races scorn the Federation's weakness. Now, my goal is to try to get every single race into the Federation. I have never successfully done this. Eventually, one race is always wiped out, or even worse, one of the races gets so powerful, I have to just oppress it to the point where I end up wiping it out. Usually it's the damn Thraxians. The Thraxians are extremely dangerous if they get too powerful. They can quickly take over the entire galaxy if you're not careful. Note, as long as, like, 3 of the races survive, I think you still win. But, you know, it's nice to get as many races as possible, right? But, you know, I'll try to get all the races in. If I don't, I don't. I can actually influence their politics now because they like me. The Palaxians are a little bit weird, though, because they don't accept credits like almost every other race. Instead, they have a thing called voting proxies. If you have voting proxies, which outsiders can apparently earn, then you can influence policies by them. So Federation deals, I don't have any right now. These are things involved in forming or maintaining the Federation. Local deals, so I can accelerate warship mobilization. If I click this, they will make more warships. Now, that's definitely something that would be good for them to do, because as stated previously, they are very weak, and if they don't have a strong military, someone will just go over and smack them in the face. Colonizing a moon, however, will help them economically. If they do that, then they will be able to mine resources from moons and eventually have a bunch of resources, and then they can trade with other races. Getting races to trade with each other is amazing, because then their relationship with each other will increase, and you want that for a peaceful galaxy. People are a lot less likely to attack their trade allies. So we're going to execute deals, and they're going to colonize this moon. Let's have them colonize 2 moons. Now, they like me for getting them to do that. However, I've used up a lot of my voting proxies. Now, trade deals, I can have them try to trade with another race, but it doesn't look like I'm able to do that. Military deals, destroy a pirate base. Now, pirate bases float up every once in a while. They are independents that are ex-people from certain planets. They're like refugees that maybe left a planet that was too crappy to just ransack other spacefaring races. People like it when you destroy pirate bases. No one likes pirate bases. Time just moved forward because I built moon bases. Also, the Palaxians have joined Space Twitter. We made it into space, and we are second to do so. Not so shabby for a bunch of pipsqueaks, am I right? Unfortunately, the Arcadians are also saying, fear our military. Also, in a strange turn of events, the Peltians also have the strongest military right now, so they're talking about that, and they're talking about their amazing moon base. But I want to deal with that pirate base. You can see the number of pirate bases here. It says there's 2 of them. So I'm going to go to these guys, actually. Let me see here. Now, I wanted to try to get help destroying the pirate base. Unfortunately, the pirates look like they're Arcadian, and people won't destroy their own pirate races, basically. So let's go back here. I'm going to help destroy a base with these guys. Now, look at this. As I said, no one likes pirate bases. You personally going to destroy a pirate base will be seen as a positive act by everyone. Even the Arcadians. I'm killing their people. But they are renegades from their planet. I guess just politically they don't want to go after them. So this is a very positive action, which I'm going to take. So hey, you have some allies. The allies are the Pelthians. They have ships that are coming with me. Also, combat's a little bit more complicated. Not everything has been unlocked yet, but for now, we're my goal is to destroy this base. There's 4 bases, actually. I have to destroy all 4 bases. So first, we're going to go after ships. This is my first real combat, I would say. I have 3 different weapons. One of them is a minigun. That's the standard. It just fires bullets at people, but it's not that strong against shields. This, however, is an energy blaster. It is strong against shields. And this is a gravity lance. It can shoot through multiple ships. It's terrible against enemy shields, so probably even more so than the bullets. So I'm going to move towards this way. I'm going to select fire at targeted ship. Now, as I mentioned before, there was a big ship, and there was a crap ton of small ships in that other battle. If I want them to focus, you gotta fire at a single ship. I won't fire at any of the small fries. I'll only shoot at the big ship, who's moving around like a crazy person. They're firing back bullets at me. I need to physically dodge them if I don't want to take damage. And I've done a decent amount of damage to his shield. See, I'm actually missing a lot of shots because he's so mobile. I took a little bit of shield damage, but that's okay. Alright, this guy's shields are almost down. I'm actually going to switch to bullets now. So, the enemy shields are down. I'm doing direct damage to them. And he is destroyed. Now, they just released 2 escape pods. If I drive over the escape pods, I can collect them. And let's just go to auto fire now. I'll fire at any small ships in the distance. And I just rescued a bunch of Arcadians. Now, those Arcadians can be ransomed back for credits, or they can be given back to the government for influence. And right now, influence is a little bit more important, especially with the Arcadians. I have 2 bars here, up here. We have my life bar, and we have my shield bar. Once my shield bar is completely depleted, I start losing actual hull strength. If I lose all of my hull strength, I die. So right now, I'm just shooting at it like everything. Little things are coming out of this pirate base. Ooh, this is a gun. If I stand anywhere in this red cone, which is gigantic, they will fire upon me. I'm actually going to shoot my gravity lance at this base, though. Actually, I guess I'll just shoot it at whatever the hell he feels like, because I'm not targeted. Alright. Oh. They've now unlocked power management. I'll explain that in a second. They certainly added that at a weird point. But it's very important. I'm going to be using this constantly. Alright, done a lot of base damage. This might not be the best weapon to use against a base. I just thought it was. Let's try my energy. Nope, that was worse. Let's just try bullets. Nope, that has ballistic resistance. So yeah, my gravity lance is actually the best to use against this base. Boom. So one pirate base has been destroyed. This other pirate base looks like it's protected by a bunch of guns. I'm going to use auto-fire to fire at will. Now there's a big gun right here. I want to try not to find this arc. Now I just flew in that thing's arc, so it's going to fire at me. I'm going to try to take out these tiny guns before that happens. Well, good. And now we're just going to park right here and shoot my gravity lance at this thing. Oh wow, I'm hitting 2 pirate bases at once. That's amazing. A bunch of little missiles are coming from... I really didn't want to move there. Damn it. Now I'm only hitting one of the pirate bases. Oh well. Let's see if I can fix that. Move here. Let's see. I think there's a way to just stall my movement. Isn't there? I don't remember. Oh well. There we go. I guess if I just click right on the ship, I won't move. Good. Good. That's another pirate base. 2 more left. This one's already taken damage because I fired at it through the other one. There's a lot of... I don't like how many little guns there are around. The shield is actually taking significant damage. So we're going to switch to the energy blaster, which I'm pretty sure is strong. It's good against these things. Take out some of these little things. My shields are almost gone. Shields replenish, however. Hull strength does not. So right now, since I'm floating around, these are my 3 power things. This is attack, the red one. This is shields, how fast the shields regenerate. And this is movement. Now, I should have decreased this from the beginning. I'm going to decrease it to no movement, so I can hardly move around at all, which I'm not moving anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then I'm going to increase my attack power. Now I'm going to be doing significantly more damage all around. I mean, no, wait, what? I don't like all those bullets that are coming. That doesn't look good at all. Gravity lance on the base. There we go. I just did 80,000 damage to the base. Boom. All pirate bases have been destroyed. Oh boy. And now technologies have been introduced. Different races can get different technologies that they research, and so can you. You can also gift any technology that you've learned to other races, and they will like you better and become more powerful. So you have to be careful about who you give technology to. Don't give it to a crazy race that's going to destroy everyone. Also be careful because certain races can steal from other races. If you make even a weak race that you like too powerful, it's possible people could steal from them and get more powerful themselves. So it's a balancing act. But what's important is that I destroyed the pirate base. Everyone likes me a little bit more. And I got some escape pod captures. So I can ransom them back for credits, I can give them back for influence, or I can sell them as slaves, which, by the way, most races are not okay with. Note I said most. Some people are completely okay with slavery. So the pirates lost power. The Peltians, who helped me, also lost power, but they didn't lose any armadas, so that's good. They only lost, like, little tiny ships. The armadas are, like, the big ships count as an armada, because those big ships also release tiny ships. Alright, so we destroyed one pirate base. I don't know... Why am I here? Oh, I guess I guess that's around where the pirate ships were. Let me just cruise around to see who the next spacefaring race will be and how much time I have. Okay, the next one will be the Thraxians. Oh, great. Well, that could be a problem. Again, not only are these guys powerful, they're just really hard to kill also, so if they get out of hand, it's an issue. But, technologies have been opened. that's good. These guys I really want to help, so I have some basic technology that I'm going to give them. And then they will like me even more. So you guys get this. You're going to get fiber optics. Basic subatomic theory will help them research faster. I trust these guys. These guys will never try to invade a planet unless I ask them to. And I can't even ask them to unless I have a lot of influence with them. So yeah, I want these guys to be strong because they're weak. So now these guys, they freaking love me. I'm trusted. I'm not just liked. They trust me. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to destroy the other pirate base with these guys. And then I think the episode might be over, which is a bit of a shame, just because I feel like I haven't done that much. But I don't want to do too much in one episode. So I have maximum attack power with my red thing. I can do massive amounts of damage, but I also take a lot of shield. Like, yeah, I just pulverize. He's moving so fast, he's actually dodging a lot of my shots, but there's not too much I can do about that. Ooh, he stopped moving too much. He's also firing back. Ooh, just took a bunch of damage. His shield is down. And pow, destroyed. Alright, let's auto-fire. Temporarily moving my shields up to max. Now, notice how fast that blue bar at top is regenerating, because my shields are at max. Excellent. Now that we've regrouped, oop, there's escape pod things. I want to try to rescue them. We're going to go back up to attack. Attack also increases the range that you can attack, too, not just the power. Once I get closer, we're going to switch to gravity lance. Pow, pow. Unfortunately, I'm firing at things other than the base because I didn't select fire. Alright, 17,000. 2 more hits of this and we'll be done. I'm going to travel right into missiles, though, if I don't start turning. So you've got to almost... Yeah, that thing's almost done. Boom. Alright. So I can hit two bases here if I aim right. Oh, jeez. I'm right in front of a gun. Sail past it slowly. Actually, I'm not being hit too much, am I? Double lance, double lance, double lance. Stop moving. No, stop moving. There we go. Well, the inertia is actually carrying me forward a little bit. There we go. 2 bases done. There's the last one. Let's get shields and mobility for a little bit, so I can get closer to them. Let's go to fire at everything. Fire willy-nilly. And we're in striking distance. So, focus fire, gravity lance, maximum attack power. Fire! Excellent. And the Peltians are getting pelted with bullets. Hopefully I can do this before they die, because it looks like their shields are down. Their shields are down, but they have a lot of health. Not taking a lot of damage. Bam! All pirate bases destroyed. Everyone likes me a little bit. In fact, the Sarlaxians are now completely neutral with me. I have a 0 reputation with them, as opposed to a minus probably like 14. And now there's a military proposal, but we're going to deal with that next time. Also, I'm not doing this for them. These guys want to be spacefaring right now, and I do not want them spacefaring. They're a bunch of little spies, and they'll steal all the technology if I do that. So I want to keep them down for a little bit longer. But we're going to go to Friendly Acts first. I'm going to do free or return prisoners of war. I have 8 of them, and I'm going to gain an entire influence point for that. Alternatively, I could get 800 credits. I have 21,000 credits, that's fine. Boom. Okay. So that's it for the first episode. Tell me what you think. I'm going to try to get this up the same day that I recorded this, because my poor channel just... My new computer had just worked the way I wanted it to. Everything would be fine. But eventually it will work, and eventually everything will be amazing. But for now, things are going to be slow going with just this and Shovel Knight. So, I am CrossKnights, and I'll see you next time.